time I will be there. Honestly. How's it going? This is Nev Lapwood from Snowboard Addiction, and we are live on YouTube. I'm going to do a session here on helping people improve their snowboarding. So feel free to ask me any questions you want in the chat box, and I will get started here. I got a balance bar and training set up in the background so I can help you guys with. Thai Winter Sports, yo, yo, yo. Charlie W, hi. First couple of people. I can't 360. Can you help me? This is from Silly Duck. So, Silly Duck, which way do you want a 360? Front side or back side? And I'll keep an eye out in the comment for that. Front side. Okay, so Silly Duck, I'm going to answer your question first. So, the first thing I always ask people when they want to come to 360s is, can they 180? Because it's pretty hard to learn 360s if you haven't dialed in your 180s first. It's just a stepping stone trick. If you're up to date with that, then hit me up and we'll go on to the next step. Otherwise, go out there and practice your front side 180s. Yes, easy with grabs too. Okay, so Silly Duck's got his front side grabs. Okay, is there any specific problem that you think you're having with your front three that you can help me out with? Because I've never seen you do it before. Need more light. Light? Yeah. I was looking at that. We're going to wear lights. Yeah, we do have lights. If I go back from the screen a bit, is that lighting a little bit better?
There's no light.
So in the meantime, Silly Duck, while you're responding, I'm going to give you a couple of tips. So frontside 360, and I'm assuming you've probably watched our tutorials on frontside 360s on YouTube. If you haven't, go watch them to start with. The next thing is the biggest problem people have tends to be with their entry path. I can't finish the full rotation. Biggest problem that people have tends to be with the entry path of how they're setting up for the front three. So what I mean by that is that shape of how you approach. So a frontside three, I'm going to assume that you're regular. If you're goofy, let me know. But for a front three, you would approach on your toe edge, doing a toe edge carve as you approach the jump. Then you'd transition to a heel edge carve. And that heel edge carve is a very light approach on your heel edge that you want to be on that heel edge as you take off from the lip. So that helps you to initiate the rotation of the front side. If you're having trouble getting your end of your front three round, which is what you have said, it could be that you're not getting enough rotation off the lip, or it could be that maybe your upper body and lower body are rotating at different speeds and becoming unaligned during your trick. But the more detailed you write your question, the better I'm going to be able to answer your questions. So if you can help me out with the specific thing you're really having trouble with, the better I'll be able to answer it. And in the future, I may even figure out a way that you guys can upload videos so I can see what you're doing, and then I can comment on your own videos. So in actual fact, if you've got a video of you writing and you can email it of you doing a front three or any trick, if you can email it to info@snowboardaddiction.com, tell us that you emailed it. I got one of our guys here who can show me that, and then we can give you feedback directly on that. So Charlie W says, I can't really do butters. Is it because my board is too stiff? So let me talk about that. Soft boards are easier to butter on, but stiff boards you can do better butters on as you get good. So you can butter any board no matter how stiff it is, but you're going to have to put more effort in to buttering on a stiff board than you would for a short board, for a soft board. So if I stand up, right, and just imagine I'm buttering, so I'm in a snowboard stance here. If my board's really soft, I may only have to lean a little bit back with my hips for the board to bend. Where if it's stiff, you're going to have to shift your hips a lot more to where it actually butters. I'm going to get a board and show you that. So this is a regular canvas snowboard mid stiffness. It's 153. Now, what you'll see is that the board's flat with the ground right now. As soon as I start shifting my hips, it's not until I really get my weight over the nose of my board, so my hips have moved out to, well, in this case, the tail of my board, that the front of the board starts lifting up into that buttering position. Now, if your board's really stiff, you're going to have to move your body more than if the board's soft. So you watch this. As I move my hips even further towards my tail, I start to get more bend in that board, right? The stiffer your board, the more difficult that's going to be. So we're going to have to keep coming back and forth here to the questions to see what everything's going on here. And I want to quickly touch on something that Silly Duck was asking about front threes, because I got a couple of things I'm going to strap into the training board, and I'm going to show him why he may have trouble. I have the footage. What is the email again? Okay, Silly Duck. It's info@snowboardaddiction.com. Hannah, are you able to open up our emails? And if you get an email from someone called Silly Duck, I'm going to watch his frontside 360 footage and help him improve that. Yeah. But you were first asked, Silly Duck, so I'm going to show you something. So I'm strapping into one of our jib boards here. And I'm regular, assuming Silly Duck is regular too. So if I was going to be jumping, I'd be coming towards you, spinning front side, where the front of my body goes into that spin first. Silly Duck says he's having trouble getting the full rotation on his front threes. And I got a feeling what might be happening is that his upper body is leading into the spin, but then counter-rotating with his lower body. What I mean by that is if you spin into a spin with your upper body, and halfway through the spin, your upper body starts going the other way, it's really hard to get that last bit of the 360. So like if you rotate into a spin, but then you counter-rotate, it's really hard to get that last little bit. So what you have to do is have a connection tied between your upper and lower body. And now this connection is all with your muscles. So it's with like your abdomen, that when you release rotation into a jump, your upper body and lower body have to go together into that spin. I'm going to jump a front through right now to show you how that looks. So that's a full frontside 360. And the momentum that I took with the front of my body carried through into my lower body to be able to get a full 360 around. So one place where you can really practice that is by getting on a trampoline. That's just one way. And getting that feeling of smooth frontside 360s on a trampoline. Even if you go more than that, try to get 5, it's going to make 360 even bigger. So hopefully it helps you. I'm going to check out your footage and I will come back to you. So I'm going to go into the next question, which was Hawk's fan. What's the key to spinning off your heel edge? I have no problem on the toe side, but the heel edge, I tend to lean a little too far backwards. Okay. So what is the key to spinning off your heel edge? So when you say spinning off your heel edge, I'm assuming you mean spinning front side, because as you're coming into a jump and you're going to be spinning off your heel edge, it's very common to spin front side. You can spin heel edge backside, but that's very uncommon. Not many people do that. So key to spinning front side of your heel edge, you're saying you lean back too far. I think what you're meaning is you're probably putting too much weight on the edge and maybe are slipping out, becoming off balance in the air. So what you need to do is as you're going on the heel edge, you need to make sure the weight of your body weight is still on top of your board. So I'm going to go to where you can see my feet. And right now I'm getting on my heel edge, but I'm doing that not by like putting my weight way back to get on my heel edge. I'm doing it by actually bending my body, bending my knees, and lifting my toes to create some heel edge, but keeping the weight of my body on top of the board. Because as you take off that jump, you want the weight to be over the board, because if your weight is not over the board and leaning too far back, that's when you'll get off balance off the jump. So if you come into the jump and you're leaning too much on your edge and the board is out from where your body is, you're going to get off balance in the air, and that's probably what's happening. So feel free to give me some feedback to see if that is what's happening or not. And then I can keep working on it. Same thing I just said before. If any of you guys have actual footage of your riding and want me to critique it, send it through to my email, and I'll actually try to do this right now on this live chat. How's the volume? Is everyone hearing me okay? Is it working? This is the first actual live chat I've ever done, so kind of learning as I go here. All right, so I'm gonna read this most recent one. Hawks fan says, exactly, thanks. Okay, so I'm glad I was able to help you there. Sebastian, no questions, but congrats on the quality content and dedication you and the team puts in. So rest of the team, we got a little feedback here saying that congrats to everybody, because it is a team effort. We got a lot of guys behind the scenes here. Jesse's actually grabbing a light and making it more bright on my face here. I wonder if we could put it up here, Jesse.
Up there? Yeah.
Potentially.
Let's give it a shot.
I'm not sure. Yeah, and then Hannah's over here doing bits and pieces and checking in on emails at the same time. So live chat is actually showing stuff. Okay. Also on this live chat, actually showing stuff live. That is amazing and not done by other Snowboard channel. Sounds great. Our Caballero is easier with a softer board. Okay, Charlie W. Just going to answer that question because it's a quick one. And then I'm going to try to go back up to the top to get everybody. But Caballeros are actually better with a stiff board. And why that is a stiff snowboard, something that takes effort to bend, is going to pop really good. Let me show you what I mean. So this is a snowboard. If I bend the snowboard, it pops back to its regular shape. Bend the snowboard, pop back to a regular shape. That's how an ollie works. The stiffer your board is, the more pop it's going to have. And Caballeros are a trick that the more pop you have on a Caballero, the better it's going to look. So it's going to be hard to make a really cool Caballero on a soft board, whereas a stiff board, if you can get a lot of pop out of that tail, it's going to make the Caballero look really cool. And just for you guys who don't know what a Caballero is, let me show you. It's when a Caballero is when you're riding switch and you're going to pop off the switch nose of your board and do a 360. So it's a fakey 360. So switch nose of your board, 360. It's a buttering trick. We have a tutorial on Caballeros, so if you're not familiar with the term Caballeros, check out a tutorial. I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to try to keep up with all these comments, just so I can get so I'm not missing anyone. Is 45 too old to learn how to snowboard? From Ron. Ron, we have this video that came out recently by Mark Voraz, and he started snowboarding at about 42, and he's a customer of ours, and he's now doing backflips and 360s and front boards and all sorts of stuff. So if you Google or like YouTube, Mark Voraz, V-O-R-A-S-S, I think, you'll get to see his video, and it's amazing. He's awesome. I've talked to him a bunch of times.
The absent-minded
professor. So to answer your question, is 45 too old to learn to snowboard? Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay, next question. My friends are thinking about starting a business in sport video tutorials that are pros, pretty much like the SA membership. With your experience, would you recommend such a business? Well, yes and no. Would I recommend it? It's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work. It really depends on what they do for income and stuff. And if it's a passion and they want to make money out of it and they've got the resources to do it, sure, I would totally recommend it. It's not a hugely profitable business. So it really depends on what they've got going on otherwise. But I've had good success with Snowboard Addiction. I've been doing it for 12 years now. I'm stoked on it, and I'm still stoked on snowboarding and stoked on helping people snowboard. So it's been great for me, and like happy to have a quick chat with them as well. You can always get them on here to ask questions. So trying to catch up with all your questions here. No question, just wanted to say thanks for all the free quality content. Right on, Mike. Thanks for watching our stuff. Jamie Rowe, not at all, Rob. Don't know if that was for me or not. Hi from Europe, no board. Right on. Silly Duck, I already answered that one. Email address is info@snowboardaddiction.com. Okay, no board. I have uploaded a vid to YouTube at my profile of a full run and need general improvement tips, but especially on how to get really on edge and stay stable on carves. Okay, no board. I'm going to see if we can get to that, but I want to try to keep up with the other questions here as well. In fact, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. No board. Okay, I'm going to open up a side-by-side thing here and try to spot this. In fact, what's the easiest way to do this? You know what? Maybe you can post me the direct link into the chat. You guys post me the direct link into the chat of anything you want me to review, and I will review it in the order that they come in. Okay? Okay. Will Mum sounds great. Cavalierio's answered that question. Abs AMP Vlogs, I think. Is that Absent-Minded Professor? Is that Mark?
Yeah.
Can you explain why it's so important to adjust your high backs forward? The advice from you fixed so many problems for me. Definitely. Okay. Let me explain that question from Absent-Minded Professor, which is Mark Borax. Okay. This is a snowboard and snowboard binding. Now, on the back of snowboard bindings, you have this attachment, which adjusts the forward length. And what if you use this attachment? Oh, this one is quite stiff. There we go. So I've moved the forward lean adjustment down and locked it back in. What they've done here is I've put more angle to the angle of the high back. So this high back now leans more forward. What that does, and I can feel it straight away on the back of my car, is it means you've now got more response into the heel edge of your board. So as soon as you put any movement with your legs, it's hitting that high back sooner and transferring that into the performance of the board quicker. So what that's going to help with is actually almost everything on your snowboard. But it's really going to help with getting on that heel edge carving, front side spins, actually almost everything. Some people don't like high back because forward lean because it is a bit uncomfortable. It gets you into this kind of crouching position. But I tell you what, I've been riding 25 years, since I was 10 years old. I ride a lot of forward lean, and a lot of the best riders in the world ride forward lean as well because of the extra performance it gives you. Only a few people who don't ride forward lean, and some people who are hardcore jibbers, and all they do is ride rails and stuff. Some of those people don't ride forward lean because they want that little bit of extra control to be able to put their board exactly where they want it. But in general, I ride a lot of forward lean. It helps a lot. And if you guys haven't heard of that, try it out. It's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it works wonders for your running. Okay. What's up, Buckhouse? Don't know what that means, but what's up, Buckhouse? All right. Martin, can you show how your head should be positioned on a straight jump? I'm learning basic small jumps. Definitely. Okay. So basic small jump. I'm a regular rider, and so when I'm snowboarding, you'll see that my upper body, my mid body, my lower body is generally all lined up with my snowboard. If I'm going to be jumping, I mostly want everything to be very well lined up, except for my head. My head is looking in the direction I'm going. It's looking in that direction as I take off. It's looking in that direction as I'm landing. So if you kind of look over here, it's just not going to be as good as looking where you're riding, straight jump, head doesn't move. So everything's lined up with the board except the head is looking in the direction you're going. If I was going to do a switch jump, the only thing I'd really change is my head. So now my head is switched. So that would be a goofy jump. Everything else is basically the same, more or less lined up with the snowboard for maximum balance. All right. Hey, Buckhouse. Nev beat you to a live chat, bro. I don't know who Buckhouse is, but what up, Buckhouse? Thanks for answering my question. No problem, Ron. Silly Duck, I sent it from C Gravel. Okay. Do we have an email from Silly Duck?
Yes.
All right. Look at this. We got this. We have an email from Silly Duck.
POV.
POV. Okay. I'm going to watch that once more. This is a frontside 360. Okay. Now, it's a POV video. And as I'm seeing the POV, I am seeing your hands kind of shake around a bit. So I think this is what's happening. Is I showed you on the board before, is that if you go too hard into your front with your upper body, into your front side spin, that as your lower body catches up, your front of your body actually, the top of your body actually starts to counter rotate against your lower body. That makes it really hard to get that last part of the spin. So I call it you've blocked the spin. So you wound into it, but then as you're spinning, you blocked your spin, which made it really hard to get that last part of the front three. So what you have to do is as you initiate your momentum into the front three, you have to make sure that your legs come around with the front three so that you can get all the way around without blocking your spin. What I can see from your POV is that shaky hand movement, you're rotating into the three and then counter-rotating the three, blocking the spin from getting the whole way around. So thanks for sending that through. And I will, hopefully that helped you. And if you have any other footage, not POV, you might even be able to see that a little bit better. Drop a like, boys. Dominic White, thank you. Right on. Now we have the TN Snowboard Addiction tutorial videos are the best by far. Thank you very much. Appreciate the comment. Here's a link to the run. Oh, it did not give me the link. Unless this 3 dots gives it to me. Whoops, it didn't give me the link. Maybe you can't post a link into here. So no board, for some reason I cannot see that link. So you'll have to email it to info@snowboardaddiction.com, and then we can open that up and help you with that. Okay, Martin, thanks. Whoa, Roland. We do really need to learn how to ollie first before learning a 360. Yes, that is true. Oh, ollie first before learning a 360 nose roll. I like the way you do it. Your board seems... Okay, do we really need to learn how to ollie first before learning a 360 nose roll? I like the way you do it. Your board seems to be stick to the ground. So the answer to that question is yes, you should learn to ollie first because ollie is an easier trick than a 360 nose roll. Ollie is a basic fundamental trick in snowboarding that everyone needs to learn. If you haven't learned to ollie yet, check out our ollie tutorial. It's a few years old. We're doing a new one this year, so we're going to have a new one coming out sometime. But the information in that ollie tutorial still is exactly the same, and that's a very good trick to learn first, along with a lot of other buttering tricks, because the 360 nose roll is quite a complicated trick. 13, Magic. I'm new to snowboarding, and the person who introduced me is way more advanced than me. How can I ride with him without me feeling like I'm holding him back? How can I ride with him without feeling like I'm holding him back? I guess you just got to get good real quick. And the only way to get good real quick, well, one of the ways is to get up there and snowboard as much as you can. The more you snowboard, you know what? It's not going to take you long to be able to keep up with people, because some people might be able to ride way better than you, but it's not going to take necessarily too long to be able to, you can ride the same speed as them. So just get your speed up as quick as possible so that you can keep up with them, and then you don't have to feel like they're holding them back. Hopefully it answered your question. Will Mon, do you have any tips for managing speed mounting onto a short box and rail? Yes, I do. Okay. So if you're coming up to a short box or rail, when I see a lot of people coming up to a short box or rail, I see people doing this. So this is the box. I see them coming up and turn, speed check, and they're sliding all over the place. It's a way better strategy if you can just ride up towards it, slide, slow down, or even stop, and then where you're comfortable going from, go straight at it. Because if you can do that, if you can either stop yourself or slow down and go straight at a feature, you can concentrate on what you're doing, whether that's a 50-50 or a press or a board slide, but you can really just focus on the trick that you want to do without having to think about your speed. So what I mean is slow down or stop from wherever you need to go straight to the feature and take that speed from there. Now, in general, once you're comfortable on small boxes and rails, the faster you go, the easier it will be, because the faster you go, the less friction there will be and the quicker it will be over with, as long as you're keeping your base flat with that feature. Okay. William, hey Nev and SA crew, thanks for all the great content. How often do you wax your snowboard, and do you use hot wax or rub on more often? Okay. William, I wax my snowboard around about every 5 to 7 days of riding, and I do it with a hot wax that I do myself. I put a video up on this on our YouTube channel last week, how to wax your snowboard. I've got a very, it's quick. It takes 5 minutes to do. I do it myself. You don't need any flash equipment, any regular iron from Walmart. You could have a $20 iron from Walmart that can do it. And I do it every 5 to 7 days. Do you wear bibs? If so, what size? I don't wear bibs, but I do like them. I don't know why I don't wear them. But if I was going to wear them, most of my outerwear is size large because I kind of like the slightly baggier look, probably because I'm old school and I've been snowboarding a long time. So most of my outerwear is Burton size large, and I'm really only a medium-sized guy. I'm 5'9", 70 kilograms, 160 pounds, 155 pounds. So I'm a medium-sized guy, but I kind of like that slightly baggier look. But I do like bibs, so cool. Charles, more time on your board, dude. Watch tutorials and don't be too hard on yourself. Everyone progresses at their own pace. Totally true. Everyone does progress at their own pace. As long as you're a nice, positive person, people will want to be riding with you anyway. So don't worry if you aren't as good at them. Just be cool to hang out with. Ozil, hi. I read from you in the $100 startup. Yes, you did. I'm a Mexican living in Vancouver, and I'm an avid snowboarder and a snowboard instructor. My question is, how may I follow your footsteps in business-wise? Okay, cool. So the $100 startup was a book that was written. I can't remember the name of the guy who wrote it, but they did feature me in that book because Snowboard Addiction was started with virtually no money. I think we started Snowboard Addiction on $1,000. So it's not a $100 startup, but it's not far off it. And the point of that really is that you can start a business with not much money. So I've been doing this business now for 12 years. It's been a long haul, but it's been a good one. And we're doing well. We're still a small company, but we're doing well. And, if you want to follow in the footsteps of me, reading books like The $100 Startup is a good place to start. There's lots of good little business books out there. There's one called E-Myth, which is another good one. I'm reading one today that I just started called Profit First, which was recommended to me by another friend of mine who's also in business. So I generally know it's going to be a good book when another business owner recommends it to me. And I'm looking forward to getting more out of that book. Profit First. Shout out Dan Holtham. Okay, 13 Magic. Just saying thanks to another customer. Joe, hey Nev, I'm from Germany. Is it possible to make your tutorials in German language? You have a lot of fans in Germany. Oh, thanks for the feedback, Joe. We used to translate all of our tutorials into lots of languages. We used to do it into about 5 different languages, and we found that our translators couldn't keep up with the amount of content we did. So the main reason that we do not translate into German or any other language is because we couldn't find any translators anymore that can be reliable and keeping up with us, and we don't have enough resources in-house or any German-speaking people in our office that can do it. So unfortunately, we're not going to do it. But it is a good idea, and we have tried in the past, so I'm sorry about that. But hopefully, maybe you can learn English, and then you'll be able to keep up with our tutorials. So hopefully that works. Jonathan, stoked you guys are posting again on YouTube. The YouTube snowboard channel community is growing, and we needed you guys to come back. Thanks for all the sick videos. Jonathan, love the feedback. Thank you very much. We have definitely noticed that YouTube has becoming more popular again, and we have a plan to put out a lot more YouTube content over the next couple of, well, going onwards. In fact, we have Sophia over here. Come over here, Sophia. She's actually making a little behind-the-scenes video right now, which is going to go on our YouTube channel. And she is a new person. She's doing an internship here with Snowboard Addiction to learn about filming, editing, and marketing. And so she's just new with us, and hopefully we're going to get some cool content out there for our YouTube channel for all of you guys.
Cool. Yeah, you'll see it soon here.
All right.
Yeah, we have that video from Snowboard.
Oh, we got a video from Snowboard. I'm going to review it and let you guys know the feedback. Okay. Snowboard. Okay, Snowboard, this is your chance. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm watching your feedback. I'm watching your video right now. It's a GoPro on a stick. He's pointing it at himself. And right now he's carving down a run. How long is this video?
6.5.
Okay, so it's a 6-minute video. So I'm not going to analyze the whole lot. Now, I talked just a minute ago about forward lean. It looks like you've used some forward lean, which is good. So you might have seen that in one of our other videos. And how I can tell that is there is not a gap forming between the back of your binding and the back of your boot. And that's a quick telltale. I see that in people's riding all the time. So that's good. Sometimes I'm seeing your weight a little bit more of your heel edge than your toe edge. So if you were to freeze frame any of your videos where you're doing a heel edge carve, you will see that your weight's slightly more to your heel edge. How you're going to fix that is by really potentially putting more forward lean on, but also by just pushing those hips and knees a little bit more forward. So knees forward and creating the edge angle with the toes rather than just relying on your high backs to create edge angle. Now, if we're going to skip through a little bit, let's see if there's any tricks or anything that you wanted me to analyze. Doing a little press. Saw some nose presses here. On that nose press, to really get the board flexing, you're going to have to move your board more. You're going to have to move your board, or you're going to have to move your hips further. So what I mean by that is move your hips even further into the nose of your board is going to allow that board to flex, which is going to help more with that nose press and that buttering. You're also doing it a lot as you do a turn. If you do it on a flat slope where you can flex into the nose of your board while riding a flat slope, you're going to have more balance than trying to do that with a turn. As soon as you start to turn, you've only got a little bit of edge you're balancing on. In general, your riding actually looks pretty clean. So that one bit of feedback I said before is that your weight on your heel edge turns is a little bit too much of your heel edge. You're going to have to try to move your whole body where the weight's more on top of your board. Creating edge angle with weight on top of your board is going to help your riding in that aspect. But thank you very much for sending that board through. And if you have any tricks or anything that you want analyzed, feel free to send them through and I will do that too. Okay. Where am I up to? Trying to just catch up to where I'm up to here. Hi, I'm from Toll. I'm tall, 180 centimeters. My board is 157 centimeters. Is this right board for me, as I have a feeling it's too big for jumps and other turns, etc.? Okay, I'll quickly talk about board size here. This is for Durando and anyone else listening. Let me grab a board. I am 5'9", which is about 174. And this is one of my old boards that is at our office because one of our filmers has been learning to snowboard on it because our filmers, two of our filmers are actually skiers. So I'm about 175 centimeters, and this board is a 153. So if I put it up to me, it's at about my chin height. And for me, I like that. If I was riding powder or riding powder, I generally go longer. So I have a 157 that I ride in the power a lot, which is 4 centimeters longer than this. So 157 is getting kind of closer to my upper lip nose. But if you kind of think about that range, chin to nose is about where you want. The smaller your board, the easier it's going to be for maneuvering it for, let's say, rails, buttering, presses. The longer it's going to be, the more stable it's going to be. So if you're riding fast, aggressive, powder, it's not a bad idea to have a longer board. If you're also riding big jumps, a longer board works well. You've got a little bit more stability. But if you're riding smaller park features, you probably want to go on that smaller scale of the spectrum, and you just have a little bit more playfulness in the board. Hope that makes sense. So if you're 180 centimeters and you're 157, that sounds roughly about right. You could probably ride, 157, 158 centimeter board is probably somewhere about right. SB309, any thoughts on river surfing? Oh, river surfing. I'm just trying to think if I've ever actually done it. I've never done it properly. I've been in a couple of rivers with kind of, you could call it river surfing off a rope where you're on a surfboard, and it's pretty cool, but I've never been in any of those actual standing waves where you don't need a rope. I think it looks cool, especially if you don't have access to real surfing. I'm a big fan of real surfing. I love surfing. I don't get to do it as much as I'd like because I live in Whistler and we don't have any beaches close by. We have our closest beach is called Tofino, which generally takes about 6 to 8 hours to get to. So it's more or less a full day trip to get to. And it's cool, but it's cold. Canada surfing's cold. I like hot water. So I'm a big fan of going to places like Central America. Nicaragua is one of my favorite spots, and Indonesia is also one of my favorite spots. If you've not been to Indonesia or Nicaragua, they are really cool spots for surfing. River surfing, yeah, thumbs up. Love to do it more. Haven't done it much. Charlie W. I have a hard time reaching. Now, just so you guys give you a heads up, it's 5:36 right now. I'm going to keep this live chat going to 6 p.m. And if you guys like this live chat, I'm going to try to do them once every week or once every second week for an hour where I can review people's footage and help them out with their writing. So it all comes down to how your feedback is. So let us know if this sucked or let us know if you were stoked on it. And, if you've got any feedback as to volume and stuff, let us know. We're just talking straight into a computer and hopefully that's working well. Yeah. So we've got about 25 minutes left. I have a hard time reaching for an indie grab. Does that have something to do with my boots or bindings? So Charlie, yes and no. If you have very stiff boots and very stiff bindings, it can actually make it a little bit trickier to get grabs. But the most common thing for tricky to get grabs is your own flexibility. If you're very unflexible and haven't done a lot of, maneuvering around, you will find it more tricky to get grabs. That's a fact. The easiest way to figure out whether you can do grabs or not is get on your board, strap in. I'm going to do it right now. Get on your board, strap in. Right now, if I can actually reach down and touch my toe edge with my knuckles, then physically you can do an indie grab. That's the physical mechanics of it. So right now, you can see that I can reach down and touch my board with my knuckles. I am physically able to do an indie grab. If you can't do that, you got to work on your flexibility. If you can't do that and you're having trouble on the mountain, what it is your body and your memory of your muscles allowing you to go into that position on a jump. Because when you go on a jump, you've only got like a second, 2 seconds in the air or whatever it is. It's a small amount of time, and you've got a lot of movement that you have to be able to do in that time. So if your muscles aren't used to getting into that position quickly, then you'll have trouble reaching the grab. One way to practice this is trampoline. Get on a trampoline and practice grabs. You can do it on our tramp boards, or if you don't have our tramp boards, you can do it on any old skateboard deck. Skateboard deck, some old inner tubes, tie it to your feet, duct tape some old shoes to the skateboard deck, whatever you want, whatever works. The point is to be able to simulate getting that grab. The time you have in the air on a trampoline is very similar to the time that you have in the air when you're on a snowboard jump. So you'll get the feeling of getting into that indie grab quickly and releasing it, getting into the grab quickly and releasing it. That's what you got to practice. And And once you can do it on the tramp easy every time, you're going to find it way easier to be able to actually do that on a jump on the mountain. Hope that helps you. Oziel, thanks. Wrote the book name down. Also, would you be down to ride up in Whistler early May? Last question, promise. Oziel, you can ask as many questions as you want. That's the point of these videos. So keep them coming. I'm going to answer the people who are asking the most. So, well, I'm actually answering them in order. But am I going to be up here in May? Yes, I live up here. I'm up here all the time. I'm going to be filming a lot of tutorials. That's the plan. If I'm up there on the mountain and I'm there with a camera guy, you guys are welcome, unless we're like busy filming, you guys are welcome to hit me up, and hopefully we can film a little tutorial together. So on our YouTube channel, you might have seen that we did a few tutorials with people helping them on their riding. We've actually filmed a whole bunch of them last week, and we're slowly going to release them. And if you're up there on the mountain and we got the camera guy, you can hit me up and we can try to do one. And I can help you right there and then. As to whether I can schedule a day and come riding with you, it's hard for me to schedule. I'm unsure of that one just because pretty busy lifestyle in general, running this business. And I got a couple of kids and trying to get as much snowboarding as I can as well. But hey, if you see me up there, slap me a high five, and if we can, we'll do a lap together. Okay. You guys sell stickers. You know what? We do have stickers. We don't actually sell them, but we have some stickers in our office, and we generally give them out to people who are customers or people who have wrote a review. So if you're on our website and write a review on our products, or you're on our Facebook channel and you write a review, or if you're an Amazon customer and you bought on Amazon, write us an Amazon review, hit up our office, info@snowboardaddiction.com, and we usually just send out stickers to people who are cool, who are helping us out. Sweet. I don't think we have any for sale, but maybe we can add that in the future. Okay. Josh, thanks for all your great tutorials and everything you do for the awesome snowboard community. Got to drop off to catch Jonathan Buckhouse's live stream. I don't even know who Jonathan Buckhouse is, but I might have to check this out. Check out his channel. I will. All right. Remy, please shout out my friend Nick Gurr. He has cancer. Shout out Nick Gurr. Hope you recover and get back on the snowboard soon, or hopefully you've had some days this season. BTM, what's the hardest trick for you to learn? Hardest trick for me? Well, what is the hardest trick for me to learn, man? You know what? Well, I mean, there's lots of tricks that I haven't learned. For example, double corks. I've done some double corks onto airbags, but I've never actually done them onto the snow, and I don't really intend to. Just because, you know what, I'm more focused on keeping smaller tricks like looking good with style and maintaining all those tricks than learning crazy hard stuff. What is the hardest tricks for other people to learn? Man, it's different for every person. Some people have trouble with front side. Some people have trouble with backside. I would say start with the easy stuff. Try to do it in a stepping stone approach. So if you want to learn threes, learn 180s first. If you want to learn, board slides with a 270 out, make sure you got board slides to fakie first. Really good. So try not to skip steps. And if you learn it in a progression way, where you're going in small bite-sized pieces, that will help you learn harder and harder tricks. No board, thank you very much. Helps me very much. Thank you for the clean riding. Sounds very nice because I just ride 25 days. Watched very much of your vids and the other YouTube as well. The reason your riding is probably quite clean is because you've been watching our vids and learning from good people. So, if you're watching our tutorials, we're usually going to be giving you the right technique. Well, you're definitely going to be getting the right technique from Snowboard Addiction. And lots of the other YouTubers are putting out good content too. But we definitely focus on tutorials and helping you guys improve your riding. Charles from New South Wales, Australia, your guys' videos, you and Duncan, along with other snowboard YouTubers, are critical to my beginner progression on a snowboard. Thank you, and looking forward to seeing more content. Awesome, Charles. Thank you very much. Appreciate the feedback. Julius, what's up, Nev? Are you doing summer camps this year? we are not doing summer camps this year. I had a friend of mine who was doing a summer camp up in Whistler. It was called Treeline Camps, and we did a Snowboard Addiction week at Treeline Camps, and it was really cool. Their camp no longer exists because unfortunately the Whistler Glacier is getting a little bit smaller every year, and we're getting less and less people coming to summer camps, so we're not doing that. If you are coming to Whistler in winter, I got a friend of mine who owns a snowboard camp. It's called Pro Ride Snowboard Camps, and it's Karen Kroot who owns and runs that. Cool chick. And shout out to Pro Ride. If you're ever up in Whistler, feel free to come and join their camp. They got good instructors. Love this chat. Keep it going. Thanks, Lone. We're going to be going for another 15 minutes. Chris. This has been one of the best live snowboarding chats. Shout out to everyone helping this out together. Right on. Thank you very much, Chris. Shout out to everyone helping with the live chat. Woohoo. It's Jesse over there in the background. We've got Hannah over here. And Sophia as well. She's doing some filming. All right. Charles, the sound is on point. Thank you. Crystal clear. Awesome. Stoked to hear it. It's just on through a computer, so I'm glad that's working good. Mario, facts, got to be flexible. That's true. Mario, oh, we get a demo now. Best live chat. Yeah, man. I'm going to be demoing stuff all the time. I got the setup behind us, ready to go. We're actually moving office in a month from now. We're moving up to a new office, and we've got some different rooms, so we're going to have a permanent setup. So if you guys are in Whistler, you guys can come and try out our setup in our little permanent kind of jib area. And we'll also have a filming set up there, so we'll always be able to jump on and film right there, which will be easier for us to get stuff done. William, hello again. Do you have any recommendations for a Whistler snowboard bachelor party? Areas to stay or stay away from? Things to do off mountain, and for some who aren't going to ski board? Man, yeah, definitely. So, William, if you haven't been to Whistler before, it's a super tourist attraction. There's so much stuff to do here. There is good nightclubs. There's lots of partying. There's lots of stuff to do, even if you don't snowboard. You know, they've got things like paintball. They've got things like bobsled and sliding center. They've got cross-country skiing. They've got the tube park. What's that? Pub crawls. They've got pub crawls. Lots of bar activities. Lots of partying. Man. You know, it'd be a great place for a bachelor party. Tons of people come here for bachelor parties, especially in summer as well. It's really good here in summer. For any of you guys who don't know, Whistler's obviously really good in winter, but it's killer here in summer. Snowboarding's pretty good. We've had kind of a funny season this year, but park's been great. Lots of good park days. We had lots of powder days in December this year. But we need some more powder days. And I think tomorrow, it's actually snowing today, so it should be okay tomorrow. I'm going to go up tomorrow and check it out. But yeah, lots of cool stuff for bachelor parties here. Where to stay? You could stay at any hotel you want, or you could potentially rent a place, maybe an Airbnb, like a house, and then you guys can all stay together in a house for a bachelor party. That'd be pretty cool. William, the live chat. Oh, also, the live chats are great. Video and audio are good. Thank you very much. Thanks for the feedback. Victor, you should do a crossover video with Jonathan Buckhouse and other snowboard creating content in the West Coast. Okay. I don't know who Jonathan Buckhouse is, but everybody has been mentioning him. So better check out what old Bucky's up to here. Shout out Jonathan Buckhouse. If you see this on a replay or whatever, hit us up. And likewise, we'll hit you up to see what's up. I haven't seen your channel. All right, Joshua, it's me. Thank you. Charlie, thanks, Nev. No problem. Miles, Japan, backflip, how to. Okay, so backflip in Japan, the country, or backflip with the Japan, the grab. I'm assuming you mean Japan, the grab. You know what? We've got a guy named Chase Baines, and he's been in a lot of our tutorials lately. He does a lot of our high-end stuff because he's a super sick rider. You know, he does double corks. He even does triple corks. And he did our most recent backflip tutorial. And he does that kind of stuff. He does backflip Japans and backflip tuck knees and stuff like that. So if you're going to do backflip Japan, 2 steps. 1, make sure you're good at Japan grabs. And 2, make sure you're good at backflips. And I would recommend doing it wildcat style. Wildcat style with a Japan grab is where you're at. Now, if you can do Wildcats really good and you can do Japan grabs really good, there's no reason why you can't combine those two together to do that trick. You know, take it to the tramp. Try it out with a tramp board. If you've got a good tramp, go to Wildcats, Wildcat Japan. And by the way, Japan is a great place to do backflips because there's lots of powder in Japan. I've been to Japan a couple of times. I've even had Snowboard Addiction camps in Japan where we've had customers come and I've teach them how to do backflips into powder in Japan. And it was awesome because if it's deep up to your waist and the snow's soft, you've got a much less likely chance of hurting yourself. So I would highly recommend learning backflips into powder in Japan. Right on. Ozil. Awesome. I'd like to join. I understand it would be hard to schedule. What's the easiest way to hit you up? I did my first race in Big White. How would you suggest progressing faster without a coach? So in terms of scheduling with me, it's going to be hard. We don't have a way to schedule with us. It's kind of like if you see me up on the Whistler Blackcomb Terrain Park or Whistler Terrain Park and I'm wearing my blue jacket, just spot me, yell out, say, hey, Nev, what's up? It's going to be hard to try to coordinate having an actual day with us because we've got so many other bits and pieces going on. In terms of progressing without a coach, yeah, YouTube videos is one way of doing it. Watching technique, learning from people better than you. Riding with people better than you is a key way to progress your riding. So if you can just get out there and make friends with guys who are good riders, that is a great way to progress your riding without a coach. You know, watching our videos and learning different technique from there is another way. Even if you're not friends with people up on the mountain, but you want to be friends with them, just give them a shout out on the hill and be like, hey, man, I've been watching your riding and you're sick. So I just wanted to give you a high five. And they might be like, yeah, man, come do a lap with me. Even if you just watch their riding and you see what they're doing and you kind of criticize their technique in your own head to see what they're doing right, you can start to put that in your own riding, even if you're not friends with them. So we've got 9 minutes left in this chat. I'm going to try to catch up with the last comments here. Steve says, Nev, your son is adorable. Would you be disappointed if he decides to ski instead of snowboard? Well, my son doesn't own any skis. So it's actually right now it's impossible for him to ski because he has 2 snowboards, but he doesn't have any skis. In terms of would I be disappointed? No, I don't care if he skis. Right on. In fact, I'm probably going to put him into ski school because you can put them into ski school super young and it's kind of like daycare, but it's cool because they're ripping around the mountain. Am I going to still snowboard with him? Yeah, I'm going to try to get him to snowboard, but what he does is his decision. I don't really care. But when he gets to like 10, I don't think I'm going to buy him skis because I don't ski. So if he wants to ski, he might have to buy his own stuff. Whereas I'll probably be tempted to buy him snowboards. Snowboard Addiction will probably provide him with a couple of snowboards, I'd say. Thanks to you customers. Shout out to the customers because you guys make this job possible. You know, I'm out here doing this because of you guys who have been supporting our tutorials, joining our membership, buying our tramp boards. You know what? You don't need to buy our tramp boards. You can make your own. If you want the best product on the market, yeah, you got to buy ours. But you can get the same feeling with a less superior product. And then you might find you want to buy ours. But hey, I'd rather you get out there and do it on any old board than not do it at all. So shout out to you guys. And thanks for supporting Snowboard Addiction. We'll continue to do what we're doing best. And in fact, you know what? Man, I'm going to do something. For any of you guys in the live chat that want a discount on our products, we're going to give a 10% discount to anyone on the live chat today. Email info@snowboardaddiction.com. And do we know a 10% code?
Can make a custom one right now.
We're going to make a custom one for the guys in the live chat. Jesse's going to make one. And if you don't get it, email us. This is for people in live chat, 10% off any of our products just for being cool and being a rad Snowboard Addiction customer. And in the US and Canada, we do free shipping. So you'll still get free shipping too. Okay, I'm going to try to get the last of these questions. Thanks, man, for answering my question. Paul, I can't thank you enough for the amazing tutorials you've created over the years, especially how to improve your riding. You've got tons of fans in Russia. Thank you very much, Paul. Stoked. We do have lots of fans in Russia. We've got fans all over the world. Seems like Russia is getting a bit of a surge in snowboarding. So stoked for you out there, Paul. You know, lots more to come. Thanks for supporting us. And we do ship our products to Russia, but I know that shipping to Russia is a little bit slow and expensive But, you know, we can always get our stuff over there too. Julius, Whistler has the best cougar bars. I've been there twice. You're right, Julius. I met my wife in a cougar bar. I met my wife in Buffalo Bills in Whistler. That's a cougar bar. It's like the cougar bar of Whistler. That was like 10, 12 years ago or something. But yeah, good cougar bars. I like Buffalo Bills. Shout out to them. Sepe, how to set up the perfect stance. I bought my first snowboard today. You know what, Sepe? That is a great video. I'm going to do one of them, but it's going to be its own video. In fact, I'm going to do that video with Sophia, our filming intern. We will try to do that in the next week or so, how to set up a snowboard. And it's going to be a YouTube video. We'll put it up. So keep an eye on our YouTube channel, and we will do that. Thank you for the question. And if you guys have any feedback on videos you want, hit us up, because we're going to do our best to start putting out some of this content a little bit quicker. Old Man Shredder, what's up, Nev? Been watching a tutorial for about 2 years. Love them. Any plans on a collab with Kevin and TJ and Chris, all based in Whistler? Thanks, dudes. So I know that Kevin is based in Whistler. TJ's American. I think he might be Colorado-based, but I know he visits Kevin up here because I have seen some of their videos. Chris, I've seen a couple of his videos. I've seen him in some of the Snowboard Pro Camp. We don't have any plans for a collab right now, but we definitely did give them some of our gear. So they've made some videos with some of our Snowboard Addiction gear, and I've seen a couple of the videos they put out. So shout out Snowboard Pro Camp. Thanks for reviewing our stuff, and I don't have any collab plans at the moment, but maybe in the future. On your next vid, can you give a link to your trampboard, please? You know what? Absolutely. The link is www.snowboardaddiction.com. It's a pretty easy domain name to find. And you can go on there and you can go straight to the trampboards. So products, trampboards. But we will start. I'll try to put that in the, you know what? I can't link to everything because it just gets too spammy. But we put a link in our YouTube channel to all of our videos so you can get back to our main website where you can buy our products. You can also buy them sometimes on Amazon. Not right now because we're sold out of some of the stuff. So hey, that's a good point. If you wait too long to get some of our stuff, we've been selling out sometimes. So we're sold out of some of the stuff in America right now. No Caffeine, greetings from Tahoe. Thank you very much. I love Tahoe. Been there filming a bunch of times in the past. We used to film some stuff at North Star and Boreal, and we like Tahoe. It's cool. No board. Because someone asked, I could translate some of your vids into German language if you want. Write an email. My English is not that good, but German is my native language. We'll do it for stickers. Hey, No Board, thanks very much. Happy for you to do it a couple just on your own time, but I know from experience from the past that people just can't keep up with the amount of content that we do. So, you know, you can pick a couple of the best ones and do it if you want, but we'll just kind of leave it to you to do because we don't have enough team in-house here to be able to do it. It's a great idea, but it's just there's just too much content. So it's impossible for us to keep up on it. Ozil, great tips. Thanks, Nev. Thank you very much. Charles, Old Man Shredder, shout out. WCP crew. All right. Buck Choi, how old are you? And do you find your knees get more sore freestyling at an older age? Buck Choi, I am 35 years old. And I've been snowboarding for 25 years. So I've been snowboarding since I was 10. Do my knees hurt? No, my knees do not hurt. Do I get a little bit sore from snowboarding? Yeah, I get a little bit sore from snowboarding, but I think everybody does. You know, I do a lot of stretching just at home, you know, some yoga-y type stuff. In summer, I go to some yoga classes when I have time, but I got a yoga block at home. I do some stretching. You know, I'm trying to stretch out a lot of my muscles that I use in snowboarding, but really that's muscles over my whole body. And I'm glad to say that my knees don't get sore, so that's awesome. If your knees are getting sore, there might be something you're doing wrong. You might be pushing it too hard. You might not be stretching enough, or you may have some kind of weird sit up in your stance that's causing you to get sore knees. So yeah, if you have any more detailed feedback, feel free to give it to us, and we'll do our best to answer it. Old Man Charles says, what's up? Old Man Shredder says, what's up to Charles? Okay, we've got 2 minutes. So I'm going to answer the questions that are here, and that's it. And then I'm going to give a bit of a sign-off, and I think we're going to give a discount code for people that were on the video. So no more questions for today. But you know what? If you guys love this, we will do another one. in fact, I'll start doing them once a week or once every second week for an hour, just if you guys are loving it, because it's pretty easy for me to do, and I like to give that live feedback. It's cool. So last few questions. I'm going to get through them all, so hang in here. That video would be awesome, adjusting sitting up stance. Will, I'm going to do it this week. Going to do that one. Wow, your offers look like Dude Perfects. Okay, I've never seen Dude Perfect. I have heard of them, but I haven't seen them specifically. Kim B, 2 words, nice hat. Thank you very much. This is a Volcom hat I picked up at the Volcom store. I like Volcom. No affiliation with them. Shout out to Volcom. If you want to do some stuff with Snowboard Addiction, I like your gear. I'd be happy to rep you. Kim B, goodbye. See you later. William, thanks, Nev. I would love to see an updated video of the different board types and the riding styles they fit best with. I'm looking to buy a new board for the next season and would enjoy your thoughts. Okay, William, I will do a video on board types and board styles just based on the ones that I have in my garage that I use, and I will put that on YouTube, and I think you'll find that useful. I will do that. Old Man Shredder, love the live chat. Just got here late, but that's my problem. And it's 3 in the morning here in Sweden. Well, thank you for joining us from Sweden at 3 in the morning. And stoked that you could be with us. We will do more of these. I'll try to find a time that works good for the most people. And I'll try to make it like maybe a weekly thing. Charlie W, thank you. Shout out. So yeah, that was our first live chat ever. Thank you very much for being part of it. We were on live for 1 hour, and went pretty well. You guys had lots of questions. I was able to keep up just. And if you have any feedback, send it through to us. Otherwise, right now it's Saturday, 6 p.m. Let's try to do another one next Saturday at 5 p.m. We'll see how that goes. And thanks very much for being part of Snowboard Addiction. Shout out to all our customers. Check out our website, snowboardaddiction.com. We're going to send a discount code through. Do we have a discount code?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It is
YouTube live chat.
YouTube live chat.
Okay. Discount code for YouTube live chat people is YouTube live chat. 1 word. Everything lowercase. YouTube live chat. 1 word. It's going to give you 10% any of our products for people who are watching. And yeah. Thank you very much. See you guys out. Peace. This is Nev Lapwood from Snowboard Addiction.